I want to do another quick video. This video will be called Fasting and Residue. Um, and I want to deal with the lust issue. Now, when the lust gripped me for my brother, when I was lustful for my brother uh, in the church, what had happened was, this is my testimony. So I was in church. This was like 2004, maybe 2004. I'm in church, sitting down. You know, I'm a worshiper. So I'm just worshiping, because I believe at this time praise and worship was up. So I was just worshiping the Lord. All of a sudden, I opened my eyes and saw this guy walk. Now, keep in mind, it was him, his wife, and she had a new baby at the time. When I saw that man, I thought I saw an angel. I had never seen something so handsome in my life. I don't know why I felt like that, but I did. Greg was sitting right there next to me. He didn't know what I was thinking. So what I did was I said, Lord, I closed my eyes. I said, Lord, I'm sorry. And I submerged that lust. And it was lust because I didn't think about nothing like I wanted to, nothing sexual, nothing like that. But the Bible says if you look upon a woman, or if you look upon a woman to lust for her, you've already committed adultery with her in your heart. Now, when I seen this man, I thought it was the finest man I ever seen in my life. So automatically my mind goes to, ooh, if I had somebody that handsome. So I submerged that and I went on with my life. So like a couple of weeks later, I started noticing him coming up to me after church. Like he'll come up to me asking me questions about the Bible and stuff like that. And I didn't think much of it. I did think, why he asking me about, but boom, it just went right away. So this was happening like one night he just talked to me for about an hour after church. I didn't think nothing of it. I'm just thinking this man want to know about the Lord and he think I'm so anointed. That's all I'm thinking. Okay. But one particular time I remember his wife, she came and she stood at the door just waiting. She just standing there. And I'm thinking to myself, so what that meant to me was, I don't know what it meant to me at the time, because I didn't deal with any of that. I didn't even think about any of that. I'm just minding my business. Okay. So, okay, that was the end of that. So then me and Greg anniversary, when we were married, well, we actually married and then we renewed our vows. But at this time, our anniversary was February 21st. So all the couples got together to go to the movies for me and Greg's anniversary. So I sat down, Greg sat down, and a few minutes later they came in and he was about to sit right next to me. And his sister-in-law, which was another sister from our church, she was his sister-in-law. She said, no, you don't sit right there. She was talking to him. You're not going to sit right there. You move over there. That's exactly what she said. And I'm thinking to myself, whoa, that's when I knew something ain't right on their end, his end or whatever. Because, remember, my lust was suppressed. So I never dealt with it. I never said anything. I never expressed myself. None of that. I'm just being joy. Now, keep in mind, as in my early years of Christianity, I was gullible and naive. God told me that. He said, you're too naive. I was gullible and naive. And what that means is, see, I was a worshiper and I was a praiser. So I was more like the Psalms. I love the Psalms. I love David worship. I love praise. But I was not like Solomon in the Proverbs. I was not wise to the ways of this world. So I didn't know about all just different things that people do, manipulation and just different things. I just didn't know. Because I just was so in love with the Lord. I was in the cloud. God had to bring me home. Wake up. Anyway, long story short. So that lust was in my heart for my brother. And I really did wish that man was my husband. And God knows that. So that was adultery, and lust. But God showed me it was covetousness. See, what it was is I wanted to covet that man. I wanted him. Covetous means when you want something that somebody else has. That means if he got this particular car, I want that car, not one like his. I want that one. That's what covetousness is. Covetousness is I want that specific thing that that person has. That's what Jezebel and Ahab did. Ahab wanted that man's little vegetable garden. That's all that man had. They had the whole kingdom. But Ahab wanted that man's vegetable garden. And so when he came home all pitiful, and Jezebel said, "What's wrong with you?" And he told him what Nahum, I believe his name is Nahum, Naaman. No, that's not the one. But right now I can't think of it. But he was telling his wife, Jezebel, that he wanted that garden, but the man wouldn't give it to him. And that's terrible when I can't remember these names that everybody should know. Anyway, guess what Jezebel said? "Go take it, you the king." See, that's covetousness. You can't just take something that belongs to somebody else. And God already knew our wicked, evil hearts. That's why he said, "Thou shalt not covet." See, I had never knew what covet was until I wanted that man that bad. And God started dealing with me about covetousness. You coveting that girl's husband. It's wrong. And I felt so bad. I felt so bad for feeling like that, but that thing wouldn't grip me because that lust demon, it's a lust demon and it's a fantasy demon. That fantasy make you wish, make you dream and idolize having this person. You fantasize and being with this person. It's a fantasy demon. And then not only that, when you open up the door for that lust, you bring the fantasy demons, that demon all in your dreams, making you dream of being with this person, making you think that God is telling you this person is your husband or wife. That's a demonic lust spirit. Remember, these demons do not come by themselves. They come in groups. So if you got an angry spirit demon in you, it's something, it ain't just him. They roll in flocks. That's why an addiction spirit ain't just addiction. It's all kind of mess. It's lies and cheating and manipulation and deception. It's all kind of foolishness. So demons come in flocks. They don't roll by themselves. Anyway, and they keep rank. See, that's what Christians don't do. We don't keep rank. Demons keep rank, baby. They stay in order. But Christians don't. We got to start being in order. And that's what fasting does. It brings order to your life. Anyway, and us as a corporate group as well. But I'm just talking, when I was talking about Christians need order, I was talking about all of us as corporately. But I'm talking about you right now too, singly. You got to get your house in order. Okay, real quick. So remember, that I had that lust demon. I really did. I had it bad. And so what happened was me and Greg argued a lot, but being in lust with this man and having this fantasy demon, it caused me to quickly despise my husband. Not quickly, but I started despising him. Why? Because you can't love two. The Bible says you either love one or you either love the one and hate the other. So I started despising my husband. So every little thing he did to try to disrespect me, I was just done with him anyway. Why? Because I didn't have mercy on him. Why? Because I couldn't wait till he was cut off so I could go get this man, which was married. I couldn't get that man. That's that fantasy demon. That fantasy demon said, "Oh, he Prince Charming. He about to come ride on this horse and take me off into the sunset." The devil is a liar. He ain't taking you to no sunset. Because if that man lusting after you, he going to lust after somebody else as soon as you get him. Okay, then I'm back. Anyway, so I got tired of this mess in 2008. I got tired of this mess after I lost my house and cars and all my rental properties and ministry. I just stopped ministering. I lost everything. So guess what? I was ready to obey God. Lord, now keep in mind I didn't act on anything. All of this was in my heart. I was remorseful for these feelings that I was having in my heart. I had to see this man every day because I went to church with him and his wife. And you know what I'm saying? He had favor for me. He still loved me. I love him too. That's my brother. See, now the lust is gone. He's my brother. But he crazy about me, and I'm crazy about him too. He always supported me, and I always support him. He's anointed. I'm anointed. So it's like we support each other. But the point is that lust was so strong. For me, it was horrible. So let me say this. One day, me and him had a talk. And he had said something, in which he said something like, about his marriage. He did. And this was after church. And when he said that, I didn't say nothing. And then he said this to me. I said, yeah, I said, whatever he said, which I know what he said, but I'm not going to say it. It made me say, well, you know what? I'm going to be honest. Now, we standing outside. It's right after church, so a lot of people around. I said, well, I'm going to be honest. And so I was so jealous of her. And he said, envy. And I said, no, jealousy. He said, envy. And I'm thinking to myself, what is, because I don't know nothing about no envy. Envy is the next step after jealousy. See, jealousy is when you want something that somebody has, or you want something like them, or you want to be like them. Envy is when you despise them having that thing. You want to take that thing from them. You want them out of the picture. You want that thing. So it's a deeper level with envy than it is with jealousy, but it all is in the same family with covetousness. Oh, God had to teach me so much about that, because that was too much. I couldn't handle all that, baby. So that man said envy. But it dawned on me why he said envy and why he made that statement to me about him that situation. Why? Because he was envying Greg. He wanted me. And I'm just saying that's what I got out of that. I'm like, now keep in mind, I didn't think I was beautiful enough and anointed enough or blessed enough for this man. I just wanted him. But I didn't think this man really can't want me because I ain't pretty enough. Because his wife is gorgeous. But she think I'm gorgeous. But I don't know. But long story short, I start opening my eyes and saying, could this man like me like I like him? But anyway, long story short, God had a calling for me and this man, and God was not going to. So like I said, we never, that's the only time we had a conversation like that. And that wasn't long, because one of my sisters from the church, she came over there and said, Joy, come here. She said, y'all don't need to be in the, like over here talking about yourselves. She did that out of jealousy. She didn't do that out of a good Christian warning me. She did that out of jealousy. But because the reason why I know, because see, I'm over here. I am 6 years later, so I can see the truth. Anyway, okay. Long story short, let me get to the real part about the residue. Okay, I got tired of this foolishness. After we lost our house and I was talking to God, I said, God, are you going to deliver me from this lust? I was tired of it. This was within myself. This didn't have anything to do with anybody else. I was fed up with this foolishness. I was fed up with this lust controlling my life. I was fed up with thinking about this man all day and all night. I was fed up with wanting to go to church just so I could see this man. I was tired of this lust. Now, I never acted up on anything. I never said anything disrespectful to him. Neither did he say anything disrespectful to me. This was my lust. So here we go. I asked God, so are you going to deliver me? I got this little, like like one of these little things, little plaques. And it has all the different names of the Lord. And when I looked at it, it said, I am. And I knew God was saying, I'm going to deliver you. Just that day, my real estate agent came over. She came over and I said, we was looking for our house. And I said, I'm tired of this lust. I told her, I said, she was on a fast. She probably was on her 40-day water fast or something. And I said, I'm tired of this lust. That woman, first of all, when she came in, she always viewed me as a very spiritual woman of God, because she know God speaks through me and God uses me. So she always respect me, and I respect her too. And I remember sharing that with her, because I had never shared that with anybody. Well, I did share it with the lady that I said that came over there with us and said, Joy, she told me to come in. She said, y'all don't need to be over there talking. But see, what happened was I did share that with her so she can pray for me. And she went and started trouble with that mess. So she wasn't who I thought she was. I thought she was so anointed and so appointed. But you got to be careful, because everybody that got a gift don't mean that God is with them. Could be the devil using them. And that's exactly what it was. The devil was using that girl. I thought that girl was so anointed. I wanted that girl in my life as my friend in the Lord, and that girl was jealous of me all along, and I didn't know it. So you thinking that you need to be in somebody's life because they special, and God is saying, no, you the special one. That's why people, the devil do this, and this is what I learned. The devil will come after you, but make you think you coming after him. So be careful. It's not them that's special. It's you the special one. Anyway, long story short, my real estate agent came in. She was so drained. She talks to me about her fast and stuff. So I know what's going on in her life, and I pray for her. So I knew she was fasting. So she sat on that couch. She said, Joy, I'm so tired, Joy. She said, I'm tired. And she always was going through financially and everything. And she was tired. So she was tired physically too. So I told her about my lust situation. I said, girl, I'm tired of this lust. That girl, she stood up off that couch. She opened up that door and she said, I command you, lust spirit, to loose her and leave her. And we cast you out right now in the name of Jesus. Girl, instantly that demon was gone. This was in 2008. That demon was gone. So I said that to say this. Now, remember, that was 2008. I had to fast in 2012 to get the residue. Now, I wasn't fasting to get the grip of lust off of me. I was fasting to get the residue. The demon was cast out that day. This was around July of 2008. That demon was cast out that day. But the residue of that lust, of that fantasy demon, of that envy and jealousy and that covetousness, that residue was in me. That's what God was cleansing me and purifying me and purging me from. And it took from 2008 to 2012 to get that mess out of me. So I want you to recognize when them demons are cast out of you, them devils are gone. But it's the residue that you're dealing with. So that's all I want to say. I just want to deal with that. God cast out demons. When God anointed people cast out them demons got to go. Some demons don't come out by nothing but fasting and prayer, but them demons got to go. So if you still dealing with something in you, it's the residue. So don't think it's that lust. It wasn't that lust. That lust was gone. It was the residue. You know how you build a relationship with things. Like when you build a relationship with a man or a woman and you get to know this person. Now this person gone. You still remember, you have the memories. You have the emotional aspects, up and down emotional roller coaster feelings. You have the, ideas of what could have been with you and that person. So you still deal with the residue of that relationship. The same thing with these demons, baby. When these demons up in you, controlling you, you form a bond. So with a evil bond of divination, an evil demonic bond with these spirits. And once they cast out, you still dealing with the residue. God got to purge you from that mess. So what you're dealing with after the aftermath is the purging of that demon, well, remember, they don't come single. They come in flocks. So you may not know every spirit that God delivered you from, but believe me, it's more than one. So what I was dealing with was lust, the fantasy demon. See, lust and the fantasy demon, they together. Then you got the envy, then you got the jealousy, then you got the covetousness. See, the sin, the sin of lust, jealousy, envy, and all of that stuff is covetousness. And if you keep doing, you will murder somebody for their spouse or their house or their car. If that sin gets to the end of that thing, the end of that sin is death. So I remember when I was, I read my Bible. I stayed with God. I loved the Lord all that time. I remember opening the Bible one day and the Lord took me to Job. And it said, do not desire the day when men are cut off in their place. And I'm like, God, what are you talking about? He said, you want that woman cut off of her place so you can take it. Yes, I did. I couldn't. I'm a lot of Jesus. I'm a lot of Jesus. See, God will deal with stuff about you that you don't even know. I didn't even know I felt like that, but I did. So, the end of covetousness, it's murder. Look what Cain did to his brother. He coveted his brother's offering. He coveted that man's offering and killed him because his offering was not acceptable. But Cain and Abel's was. See, God is not looking at what you present to him. He's looking at the heart behind what you present to him. So you can give God $1 million tithes and offering. How's your heart behind that? So Cain was jealous and envious of his brother. He coveted his brother's offering because God accepted his brother's offering, Abel's offering, but didn't accept his because his heart was wicked. And you know what God told Cain? He said, why do you act that way? I'm just paraphrasing. He said, what did he say? Sin is knocking at your door. He said, but if you, all you got to do is change. All you got to do is I'm just paraphrasing. All you got to do is change your ways. See, God was still merciful to Cain. But Cain didn't want to hear that. He wanted Abel cut off because he was jealous of Abel. There's people in your life right now want you cut off because they jealous of you. And it'll shock you, the ones that are jealous of you. That's why stop telling everybody what God is doing in your life or what he told you in prayer. These devils don't care. They finna go pray against that thing or find ways to stop you from getting your blessing. So, with that being said, this video will be called Fasting and the Residue of Lust, whatever. But look, this says, as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. You gotta make up in your mind that as for you and your house, baby, you're going to serve God no matter what. So when you feel that lust rising up in you, when you feel that covetousness rising up in you, anything, talk to God. Be real with him. Don't be fake and phony with him. It took God so long to cast that devil out of me. It took God so long because I didn't want to deal with that. I wanted to keep that lust in my heart. I mean, I cried out to God and talked to God, but it took me about a year before I even started talking to God about that mess. Why? Because I never dealt with it. And do you know that stuff is blocking your blessing? But guess what? Listen, hallelujah, real quick. In 2008, that's when I started my first 3-day Daniel fast, vegetables and water only. Then I went from that to the 10-day Daniel fast, vegetables and water only. Then I went from that to the 21-day Daniel fast, vegetable and water. That's when that devil was cast out of me. See, fasting is the key. That's when that devil was cast out of me, while I was fasting, y'all. So, I love you. This Joy. God bless. I know this is a lengthy video. I never did a 21 minute video. So I don't know. I love you all. Have a blessed day.